Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Get this in position. All right. Let's see what do we got here. What's going on, everybody? This your boy Isaiah coming to you again from Buckles Locker. Subscribe, like, comment, share on all the videos. Make sure you hit the notification bell icon to notify all new videos that's posted on this channel. Yep. Give everybody a couple minutes to get on up in here. We about to get live a little bit. Small post game recap. Watching some of the late games right now. Did the Ravens just score again? Yep. Anyway, what's going on? What's going on? Come on in. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Dada Saints #1. What up, man? Fred Manny, Annie KCE. What up? Yeah, we got a couple things to talk about, man. We got a couple things to talk about. It was not a pretty game. We got a couple games to talk about. We got a couple games. We got a couple things we got to talk about. You know what I'm saying? We got a couple games, man. Got a couple things moving forward. What needs to change? There's obviously something that needs to change a little bit. That we got the victory. Wasn't pretty. It was not a pretty game. It was ugly. We win the game 31-17. I don't even know where to start at, to be honest with you. I mean, I called the score. Actually, I did. I think I said 34-17. But I did call the score. What up, William Rankin? Leaders production. Sherm City, what up, man? I did make the prediction on the score. It was either 31-17 or 34-17. I think I said 31-17. But feel free to super chat if you got any questions. Hit me on super chat if you got any questions. You can hit me on super chat. You know what I'm saying? If you got any questions you want to ask me in the chat room. The recap. I'm trying to figure out where do I want to start at. It was an ugly game. I'm looking at the stats right now. I'm gonna start with the Bucks. The Bucks started out really good. I'm looking at my stats here. The Bucks started out really good. 21-0 in the first quarter. Well, first half, I'm sorry. 14-0 first quarter, 21-0 first half. And things were looking great. We was looking good. I just felt like, this was going to be kind of one of those easy games. And things kind of went sour in the second half. The Panthers outscored us in the second half, 17-10. At the end, the running game did save us. I believe that the running game was the deciding factor. At the end of the game, I just feel like there's some things that we need to work on. We got to continue to work on. We start out pretty good. As always, we start out very well, but then we kind of tail off as the game move forward. We got to work on consistency. this team needs to be more consistent across the board. Room for improvement, of course, that's every game. I thought Leonard Fournette came in and did his thing. So shouts out to Leonard Fournette. Shouts out to Mike Evans. He had a couple drops, but he showed up. He looked pretty healthy. The defense played. The defense played okay. I mean, like they let Teddy Bridgewater kind of like kind of get a rhythm. Brady played okay. We got a super chat. 1 second here. Dada Saints #1. Appreciate for the super chat, man. Salute to you. He says, in your honest opinion, do you see Grunk playing a full season as a starter? Or can you see him getting released? Gronkowski, man, I don't know what. Now I'm really starting to really question that signing. Appreciate it, man. I try to, I'm trying to do something different, man. I used to go last year. I had to, but anyway, I don't know that our Saints #1 fan. I questioned that signing. $9.5 million on a 31-year-old beat up tight end. I just didn't think that was the smartest move for the Bucks. I think that move was for Brady. I thought that money should have went to a D lineman or O lineman. It clearly should have went to a D lineman or O lineman. I don't know. I don't know if that was a package deal for Brady, because if you factor in the Brady contract with Gronkowski, that's basically $60 million on Brady and Gronkowski. You know what I'm saying? Because that move was for Brady. That wasn't for nobody else. Do I see him finishing the whole season as a starter? No. I don't see him as a starter for the whole season. I see him being a spot player. He's more of a spot player now. Cameron Brake not getting no action. I think he should get more action. What up, Malcolm? OJ Howard. I mean, I don't see him being a starter. I think those two guys are better than Gronkowski right now. Gronkowski's still decent. He's still a good blocking tight end, but $9.5 million. I don't understand that move. And I don't care about all this. Oh, he got to get in football shape, and oh, he got to get in the rhythm. And until he showed me something different, I'm gonna call him WW Grunk. I just don't see him having great impact right now. Even this game, I mean, he dropped a seam route, even though it was pass interference, which that was a questionable call, but he dropped the seam route. He just looks old. He just looks slow. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't look interested. And he's blocking, but $9.5 million to do that's ridiculous. I don't care what any Bucks fans say, but that's ridiculous. They could have got him for $3.5 million. I mean, did you really have to spend $9.5 million on a blocking tight end to make Brady comfortable? I mean, was this for the team, or was this for Brady? That's the question I have for that $9.5 million, because if it's for the team, that was a bad signing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just got to call it until he showed me something different. That's WW Grunk. You can get mad and all that stuff. I don't care. But he hasn't shown me anything, and I don't know if he will. I mean, eyeball test. What does the eyeball test tell you? You mean WW Grunk? He that's what he is. I mean, he's a tight end that's blocks, and you can get one of those guys for $1.5 million, $2.5 million. Why did you have to give him $9.5 million to block? That's basically an offensive lineman. Get a real one. So I don't see him finishing the year as a starter. I think he'll probably finish the year like second, third string, maybe a red zone talent, maybe a red zone guy, but it is what it is. But appreciate the super chat, Dada Saint, #1 fan. But it was a sloppy game in the second half. The Bucks just got to improve, man. Like I said, Brady was okay. I wasn't overly wow, you know what I'm saying, with Brady. He played okay again. He had a horrible interception. I don't know if it was miscommunication. It was a sack. It would have been a sack if he would have took the sack, but he didn't want to take the sack, so he threw the ball away. He tried to throw it away, and he It was an interception. And he just kind of winged it. And that was kind of a questionable throw. Like, just take the sack. I understand you don't want to get hit, but, sometimes you just got to take that hit. Sometimes you got to take that hit. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't want to take the hit. And that's the issue with Brady. I mean, not very accurate when pressure coming. That was the prime example. It worries me with him against better pass rushers, a better pass rushing team. That O-line worries me. It really does. It worries me quite a bit. With better D lines and better secondaries, I don't know how we would do against those guys. Right now, we're not going to do well against the Chargers secondary. They got 2 elite cornerbacks. They got a decent young safety. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But the defense played well for the most part. And then the second half, Teddy Bridgewater kind of like shredded him a little bit. But I want to stick on the offense a little bit because offense, just a lot of drop balls. I did not like a lot of drop balls. Inconsistency across the board. Brady had some good throws that should have been touchdowns. He had some good throws. Scotty Miller, Cyrus Gray, Grayson, LaShawn McCoy with a bad drop. I mean, it was just like, Brady should have had about maybe 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. But he didn't get that because of the drop balls. And then also he had some throws that I was like, what? What was that? So Brady was a C plus, I guess you want to call it. Like he looked okay in some areas, and then some areas it was just like, this was a no risk and no biscuit light today. The running game pretty much helped him. And this is what I was trying to tell y'all. Running game will be very vital for Brady. I'm going to tell you that right now. Brady needs the running game. He needs a solid running game behind him. To give him the team and say, hey, take us to victory, I just don't see that happening against the better defenses. But he needs a running game. And I'm glad Fournette showed himself. And I got to talk about this situation with Fournette and Ronald Jones. Ronald Jones, remember now, see, you can't listen to what Arians be saying. Arians like to run his mouth. I've got him to the T-bone. He's sitting around here talking about Ronald Jones is a 3-down bag, he's a starter, and blah, 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 blah. And some of y'all had ran with that. I never ran with what Arians said about Ronald Jones. Never have and never will. Because I go by what my eyes and ears tell me. He talked a good game about Ronald Jones. It was a false flag. When they signed Leonard Fournette to that deal, I knew Leonard Fournette was going to be the guy. There is no, we're going to ride the hot hand. No, Leonard Fournette is a better football player. He's a better talent. He's a harder runner. He's not a shifty guy. He's hit downfield, downhill running back, but we need that. We need a running back that actually can do something. And Ronald Jones had a good touchdown at the beginning of the game, good stiff arm, bouncing outside, but he's not a number one. It's just time to let that go. I don't care what Bruce Arians says. Ronald Jones is not the starter. And I cannot wait to hear him talk about who's the starter next week. I guarantee you, if Leonard Fournette's not the starter, I am willing to put some money on it that he will have more carries than Ronald Jones next week. Period. Ronald Jones needs to take McCoy's place to a certain degree. Ronald Jones, this game, he's been relegated to second string. If not next week, by week 4, he'll be a second string back. He'll pretty much be washed away, and which will confirm what I've been saying about the running game. They revamped the entire running game this offseason. It was horrible last year. It was a horrible running game, and now we have. If Leonard Fournette is going to get the carries, we have a running game. We have officially a running game that you can say, okay, if the O-line blocks correctly, we're going to have a good running game. But once again, O-lines can make running backs look really bad. And our run blocking is not good. you know, in all in all, our running game is just underwhelming. I'm glad Fournette came in and just did his thing. The better runs were between the guard and the center on the left side, between Marpet and Jensen. That was the longest run, because prior to that run, it was nothing there. You know what I'm saying? Prior to that big run by Fournette, it was nothing really going with the running game. Did we underestimate the Carolina Panthers defense? No, I think we played to their level. I think we played to the Panthers level. I think we're a much better team than the Panthers. I think we just ran the gas. I don't know if it's a conditioning. Like, these are like preseason games, you're going to call it. You know what I'm saying? So I just need to see more improvement from the O-line on run blocking. And the receivers, man. You know, Chris Godwin was missed. But our receivers held their own. They held their own. The tight ends are OJ Howard with a drop. Very, 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 very disappointed in the drop by OJ Howard. It was just like, I don't know what we do with certain players like Ronald Jones, OJ Howard, Grunk out, WW Grunk. I want to see Brake use more and OJ use more. It's all the stuff that he says about these tight ends. That, we got the best we got the best group of tight ends, and you're not using them. See, this just proves the point that tight ends were just fluff. The whole group was just fluff. All this offseason talk about, oh, we got all these tight ends, all these fans. Everybody was talking about the fans, you know, all the Bucs fans. Oh, we got the best group of tight ends. Aaron's not even using them. This offense is not designed for tight ends. How many times I got to tell y'all? It was a waste of money to put a bunch of money in tight ends when you don't use them. $20 million in tight ends, basically. That could have been O-line and D-line. I'm going to let that be. Special teams, Ryan Suckup, shouts out to you, making your field goal and your extra points. So I can breathe a sigh of relief on that. Punt unit was okay. Kickoff return, you know, punt return, you know, whatever. Let's talk about the defense. The defense. Well, Teddy Bridgewater did have a good. I guess if you want to call it garbage yards, whatever, you know what I'm saying. But he did like start picking us apart towards the end. He had 33 for 42, 367 yards, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And very curious on how this game would have turned out with no interceptions by Teddy Bridgewater. That game would have been a lot more interesting if Teddy Bridgewater didn't throw them interceptions. I'm just throwing it out there. The run defense held Christian McCaffrey in check. I mean, even though he had 2 rushing touchdowns, but we held him in check. 18 carries for 59 yards, 3.3 yards per carry. But that they had a pretty much a field day passing the ball, and it's like, I know there were some throws that Bridgewater made that was pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Under pressure, he almost threw 400 yards, and it's a reason why a lot of teams throw against us, because they don't believe that we can stop the pass. And once Carolina realized that, they started chucking the ball around, and we couldn't cover. We covered very well in the first half, but in the second half, Teddy Bridgewater pretty much said, "Okay, enough is enough," and he proceeded to shred the secondary, and it was a lot of wide open guys. Miscommunication. I'm watching the Chiefs and Chargers game too, and the Ravens in Texas too. But the second half, the defense kind of like slacked up. I don't know if they took their foot off the pedal. They just need to just be more focused. Carlton Davis had an interception that was good. He had a pass interference call. I mean, that's just typical, you know, Carlton Davis. Handsy, he's a handsy guy. I just wish he would just, you know, do a little bit better in his coverage with his hands. Sorry about that. So, what's going on here? But I don't know. Antoine Winfield had another good game. He was solid. The Ravens just beating the Texans, but they have no answer for the for the Ravens. Ravens is going to be a tough team to beat. It was an okay game. I mean, I'm just gonna give it a C, all around C. Oh, special teams did do something good. They stopped the a fake punt by the Panthers, so they did do something good. Finally, they did do something special. So I can't. I'm not gonna trash this. I'm not gonna trash the special teams. They made all the kicks, and they did stop. They made an important stop on the Panthers on a fake punt. So fake punt. So that I can say, yeah, okay, special teams did a good job. I would say a B plus. I don't know. I'm gonna give them an A. I'm gonna give special teams an A. I'm gonna give special teams an A. I think they did what they're supposed to do today. They didn't cost us the game. I'm gonna give the special teams an A. They did what they're supposed to do. The defense for the first two quarters, the first half, and then like half of the third quarter, they did play very well. It did play very well. For the first half and like most of the third quarter. Oh wow, the Chargers are beating the Chiefs. So in all, I'm gonna give the game a C plus, maybe B minus, maybe. I think we should have dominated a little bit better. I didn't too much care for the prevent defense. Secondary played okay. First, like I said, they played very well in the first half, and then that prevent, defense in the second half, I'm not a big fan of that. When you got your foot on the opponent's neck, you got to keep the pressure on. So like I'm watching the Ravens play the Texans right now, and the Ravens got their foot on the Texans' neck. They're not letting up. They pounded them. But I'm gonna say B minus for the game. The Texans about to go to 0-2. You know what they say when you go 0-2, you don't make the playoffs. But in other news, the Falcons lost the game. Boneheaded. When are they gonna fire Dan Quinn? We're gonna beat the Falcons. The Falcons just can't get right. The Falcons, they just can't get right. How do you lose a game 29-10? You was up 20-something to 0, and then you was up 29-10, and then you turn around and lose the game 40-39. All these yards they throw for, all these touchdowns they have, and they still lose the game. The Falcons are a dead team in the water. We should be able to beat the Falcons twice, but I did say we're going to split with them. But my gosh, man, the Falcons just... I had to say that, man. I had to put that out there because you lose the game to the Cowboys and you're up 29-10. Dan Quinn should not be allowed back on the plane. They need to fire him immediately, effectively, immediately. Some of these teams that are losing, you look at the head coaches, you be like, man, I don't know, man. Like Falcons is one of them. The Texans is another one. Bill O'Brien and Dan Quinn, man. I don't know how these guys are still coaches. But anyway, what's next for the Bucks? Who do we got next? We got the Chargers next, right? Yeah. Chargers? We got the Chargers next. I think we do, right? Let's see. No, we got the Broncos. I'm sorry. We got the Broncos next. We have the Broncos next. at Denver, Mile High. That game, I'll do a preview game, a preview for that game. Probably Tuesday or Wednesday. We should win that game. But they got Vic Fangio, a pretty good defensive coordinator. So, but we'll beat them. But I'm not going to go in details right now. And I'm also watching the Chargers and Chiefs game, and the Chargers pass rush is ridiculous. I don't know how we're going to deal with the Chargers pass rush. I don't know. The Bears pass rush and the Chargers pass rush. I don't know how we're going to deal with those pass rushes. If they can put pressure on Patrick Mahomes and make him look pretty much average, and Patrick Mahomes is mobile, and Patrick Mahomes has had an okay game, and that's the Chargers front seven doing it. They shutting down pretty much Patrick Mahomes. They shut him down, and Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL, and we got Tom Brady against Chargers pass rush. Good luck. But we'll beat the Broncos. I got us winning. I got us beating the Broncos and the Chargers. But man, watching that Chargers pass rush ain't no joke. I don't know how O-line's gonna hold up against those guys. Man, they go like 5-6 deep. I mean, like solid pass rushers too, with Joey Bosa and Nick and Melvin Ingram. And not tackles. I don't know. And Joey Bosa against Tristan. Oh boy, I'm not even gonna get into that. But we'll beat the Broncos. That prevent defense, I never understood that prevent defense. But other than that, folks, I don't really too much have to say about the game. We got the victory, but just more improvement. More improvement. Improve. Oh man, Donovan Smith. Well, somebody called him Monique. Who called him Monique? Donovan Smith against Melvin Ingram and Joey Bosa. Jerry Tiller. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know I don't know about Donovan Smith against Khalil Mack and Melvin Ingram and Joey Bosa, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. Good luck. Not gonna be pretty in that game. And Patrick Mahomes been running for his life the whole game. He got hit a lot. He's mobile. And Brady's not mobile against that pass rush. It's a wrap. But we'll win that game somehow, some way. We'll win it. Defense will win that game. But in all, man, we go to 1-1. On to the Broncos, man. On to the Broncos. Broncos is not a bad team. I mean, they got weapons. They just missing a quarterback. They lacking the quarterback right now. Drew Lock is knocked out, shoulder injury, and they got Jeff Driscoll. So yeah, we'll win that game too. But hopefully we don't struggle. We should win that game, but we'll see. Next week, I just want to see this team continue to improve. Emphasize the running game. I think we got something with the running game. I think we need to stick to it. There's no need to put the pressure on Brady. Run the ball. We ran the ball 22 times. We threw the ball 35 times. We ran the ball 22 times. That's about, I think the runs need to go a little bit up to about 25 to 30. And, Brady's attempts needs to go down to maybe 30, 28. Like balance it out, like for right now, until we get the rhythm in the passing game. But I don't see the reason for Brady to be throwing the ball 35, 45 times a game. I know we got all these weapons, but listen, Bucs fans. I know you hyped up about Tom Terrific, but we're trying to win games. We have to have a balanced offense. I know you want to chuck the ball around to all these weapons and we load it and all. Relax. We need to win the games. There's no need to throw the ball 45 times a game, 40 times a game, and throwing all around the field. And we got Leonard Fournette. We got Leonard Fournette. Leonard Fournette can do it. He can carry the load 20 times a game. A balanced attack. See, but a lot of you Bucs fans, you want to chuck the ball around the field. We got Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, we got all these tight ends, and no, balance attack. That's what good teams do. You make your throws down the field when it's time to make those throws. But when you have a running game, it makes the throws a lot easier. Brady has 3 interceptions after 2 weeks. What did I tell y'all beginning of the season? The max 12 interceptions. 12 interceptions max. I'll be surprised he throws over 12. I'll be quite shocked he throws over 12 interceptions in this offense. And that's a possibility, but he's already at 3, and we're in week 2. So he got 9 more interceptions to go in 14 games. But there is concern. There is concern with, I know a lot of people say, our pass rush is a little concerning on the out. If we don't blitz, we don't get sacks. I gotta call a spade a spade. If we don't blitz, we don't get sacks. We have to blitz. I don't see us just getting sacks. We're not getting sacks with regular pass rush, and that's a concern. I see people talking about Shaq Barrett. Shaq Barrett, $17 million and really not effective. This is why I think that was a smart move by the Bucs. They wanted to see him do it again. And last year he had a lot of sacks against the Panthers. He had a lot of sacks against the Panthers. And he didn't do any. The Panthers right tackle shut Shaq Barrett down. Getting paid $17 million it's a lot of money, and you got to produce. Your job is to get sacks, cause disruption. And I'm just not really seeing. I don't know if it's Shaq Barrett not in. I don't think he's in shape. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. I don't think he's in shape. Hopefully he gets in shape. But when you get paid, that much money, you got to produce. There's no excuses around it. There is no, well, you know what I'm saying? And no. $17 million, you got to be a game wrecker because you're getting paid as a top pass rusher. Just like Donovan Monique Smith. When you get paid at the top of your position, you need to produce. So I'm going to give Shaq Barrett the benefit of the doubt. After week 4, then I'll be concerned. I think he's trying to get in football shape. I think he's trying to get in football shape. That's that. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. Football shape. Shaq Barrett just got to get in football. He got a little gut. I seen a little gut Shaq Barrett got. So he got to get in football shape. This is preseason for him. JPP, he's doing what he's supposed to do. Ndamukong Suh with 2 sacks. So shouts out to Ndamukong Suh with the pressure up the middle. But that was the Panthers O-line. The Panthers right tackle. The right guard. So remember, folks, these games I'm not going to get overly hyped. These games I'm not going to get overly hyped because we're supposed to win these games. But It's just some things that I just want to see the Bucs improve on. But the pass rush is kind of a concern. Of course, the run blocking is still we gotta fix that a little bit. But the defense will be fine. I know they gave up a lot of yards, but they'll be fine. We have another team that we should beat with a quarterback that's not good. So we'll be 2-1 next week. I just want to see improvement across the board. Passing game, keep running the ball, run it more. You got a fourth quarter running back in Fournette. I want to see him get more quick carries. I want to see his O-line do a better job run blocking. And I want to see the tight ends. I really do. I want to see the tight ends do something. Give us something to cheer about. There's a lot of money in the tight ends. The linebackers are doing fine. Inside linebackers, Devin and Levante. Shouts out to y'all too, shutting down Christian McCaffrey. Secondary, keep doing your thing. Antoine Winfield, Murphy Bunton, Carlton Davis, and Jamel Dean. Just tighten up a little bit. That's all they got to do. Just tighten up a little bit. I think we'll be fine in the secondary, young secondary. Just a little concern when we play like Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes, and Drew Brees the second time. And just a concern. That's all. The thing about Patrick Mahomes, man, he's very nifty, man. Yeah, I did. I'm telling you. I pay attention to a lot of games, and next week I want to see who's going to be the starter at running back. I really believe it's going to be Leonard Fournette, and I said about between week 4 and week 6, Leonard Fournette will take over. But I think he probably taking over next Sunday. He probably should. The Chargers went prevent, which was stupid. I'm watching the Chargers and Chiefs game, and the Chiefs went prevent for some strange reason against Patrick Mahomes. And Patrick Mahomes just basically picked them apart. They went prevent like a dummy. Chargers being Chargers, that's all. And they ruining Justin Herbert's first start. Chargers being Chargers, that's all. They got the game won, and they go to prevent. I don't understand why teams do this prevent crap. It does you no good. Like, keep playing your defense, man. Like, why are you? If Chargers lose this game, that's bad. That's really bad. You shutting down Patrick Mahomes the whole game, and you go prevent. Then he goes right down the field. That's stupid. Stupid. Just stupid. The Chargers being the Chargers. It's just always the Chargers. All those good players the Chargers got, and there's something wrong with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think they cursed like the Bucs. I don't know. Like, all this talent, and they just continue to just do stupid stuff. Anthony Lynn is the dead coach walking. I mean, if they don't go to the playoffs this year, he's done. I'm watching the Chiefs and Chargers game. But anyway. But this, and I want y'all to understand this. I've watched a lot of games today, and let me make sure I'm clear with this. This league has changed. Every quarterback is mobile. The days of pocket passers is pretty much over. There's only a few left, and we got one of them: Breeze, Brady, and Rivers, and Roethlisberger. The days of pocket passing is over. It's over, man. Like, I'm looking at the league right now. I'm looking at these quarterbacks, and these guys are all mobile. Kyler Murray, Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Deshaun Jackson, Deshaun Watson, Kyler Murray, Daniel Jones, Sam Darnold. Well, Jared Goff is not really mobile, but Carson Wentz, Kirk Cousins is kind of pocket. Matt Ryan's a pocket passer. Cam Newton can still run, but you get what I'm saying. The league has changed. Aaron Rodgers can move. The league has changed. Mobile, you have to be mobile. If you're not mobile, you're a sitting duck. If we had Kyler Murray behind this line, we'll be cold with it. But the league has made a shift. They have realized the days of the old school pocket passing is over. It's too fast. Everybody's fast. Everybody's good now. The pass rushing has gotten better, bigger, and faster. And when you look at the older quarterbacks, they're going to have a tough time staying healthy for 16 games. So my concern for Brady against the Chargers, the Bears, the Vikings, the Saints D-line, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's concern. I'm really concerned because his O-line is very shaky. I'm very concerned. Like, fam, like, I this behind this O-line is just a mobile quarterback would have been. Y'all gonna see what I'm talking about. I watched the Bucs O-line for 2 weeks already. I watched them all last season, and their run blocking is not good, and the pass blocking is. This is why I never understood why some of these Bucs fans said top 10 O-line. Where do you see top 10 O-line at? I just trying to understand, where do you see top 10 O-line? How? A top 10 O-line is solid across the board. A top 10 O-line, every position is at least average and above. We're not that. So let me ask this question. Do you still believe the Bucs O-line is top 10 right now? Now, we came into the season top 10. Do you think the Bucs top 10? You think the Bucs O-line top 10 right now after 2 weeks? How do you evaluate the Bucs O-line after 2 weeks? Is it still top 10? Is it bottom 10? Bottom 5? Because according to some of these Bucs fans, they're running behind PFF talking about top 10 O-line. Now, I wonder if those same Bucs fans are going to be honest after 2 weeks. And some of them are going to be delusional and still say, we still got a top 10 O-line. How? How, Sway? How? How is this O-line top 10 and they can't even be consistent? Inconsistent running the ball, inconsistent pass blocking, but some of these Bucs fans keep running behind PFF talking about top 10 O-line coming into the season. And some still think we got a top 10 O-line. That is impossible. Impossible. You cannot be weak at the left tackle and right guard talking about top 10 O-line. I dare any Bucs fan to challenge Buck Oslaka and explain to me the reason why you think this O-line is still top 10. I challenge any Bucs fan that feels this O-line is top 10 to challenge me. Challenge me right now, right here on Buck Oslaka. Explain to me in detail each position. Why is this O-line collectively a top 10 O-line? I dare you, because I will run circles around you. I will break each player down, and I want you to refute that. I want you to refute the left tackle and the right guard. Refute it. Spin that lie. These are areas that we got to improve in moving forward. And we will improve. We shall improve. We better improve. Because if we don't improve, we got a problem. Do you understand me? We can't even run our offense because of we had to change our offense because if you notice the game plan today, folks, did you notice the game plan? Hut. Can't even run the no risky, no biscuit because they don't even trust the O-line. Particularly left tackle and right guard and a little bit of the right tackle. They can't trust them to block consistently for 5 and 7 step drops. Can't even run the no biscuit, no risky, no biscuit. Can't run the no biscuit, no risky, no biscuit because we can't block consistently. Do you understand? We're trying to run a no risky, no biscuit with all these weapons and can't even have a steady run, O-line top 10 O-line look like that. Did you see the offensive game plan today? None of this. Can't do it on a consistent basis. Can't do it behind his O-line. Can't do it. It's not happening. Consistently throwing the ball down the field like Bruce Arians like to do? No way. The tight ends are basically mobile tackles. I don't know, folks, but I think our running game, if we could improve in that running game, I think this team will be a lot better. I think this team will be a lot better if we improve at the O-line, the trenches. We have to improve in the trenches. That's the key. It's got to be the trenches. That's what's going to take this team a long way. The trenches, offensive line, defensive line. Those two areas will take this team a long way. Of course, less penalties and no turnovers, stuff like that. But I think the trenches will be the key for this team. The more as the weeks go by, and I'm looking at the O-line, the Chargers playing too soft. The more and more I'm starting to see the trenches are going to be the key for the Bucs. The trenches, that's what's going to determine if this team goes to the Super Bowl. Because if we can't shore up the trenches and be consistent in the middle, in the trenches, we're going to have problems all season long. All season long. Because we're trying to run an offense where we got a lot of these weapons and we got to be able to use them. Sandoval 813, salute to you in your super chat. Sandoval 813 says draft 2 running backs and a receiver and don't even use them. Man, look, that 3rd round pick, man, I'm gonna stand on that. Head shaking 3rd round pick. Head shaking 3rd round pick, man. Like, why not draft the D lineman, O lineman? D lineman, O lineman, right? That's the perfect spot for a D lineman, O lineman. But they picked a running back that's not even being used. Like, but why? Keyshawn Vaughn, why? Meanwhile, watching KJ Dobbs and Jonathan Taylor have good games. Like, you could have got an undrafted running back from Jacksonville. He's doing really good. But why a 3rd round running back and you're not even on kick return? Like, another bonehead pick to me. Like, I'm not sold on that pick. It should have been O-line, D-line. It should have been the O-lineman or D-lineman. But shouts out to you, Sandoval 813. All right. Frank G. Appreciate the super chat, buddy. The tight ends were the no-show today. The tight ends are basically just they're basically tackles. And a lot of folks got hyped up behind them tight ends, man. They got so hyped up, and they were just going, like Gronkowski here to sell jerseys, man. Gronkowski here to sell jerseys. I don't think he is really into football right now. They're blockers, man. Go back and do your research. Arians' offense is not built for tight ends. It just like, I know y'all want to see the tight ends do good. I know y'all do. But it's just not in the game plan, folks. Do your research. Do your research behind Arians' offense. Refute that. You got hyped over a WW Grunk. It was never going to work. At best, Grunk might have 35 catches this year. At best. Maybe 40. OJ Howard, maybe 40. Cameron Brate, maybe 20. We just don't use tight ends here. As talented as those tight ends are, even Gronkowski at 31 still got some talent. All that talent at a position, and you don't use them for the second week in a row. OJ Howard had a decent game last week. He had a touchdown catch. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. But then he comes back and drops the ball. And then they don't even throw him the ball after that. Don't even throw him the ball after he drops the ball. OJ Howard, Cameron Brate, even Gronkowski, they're in the wrong offense. Let's just face it, folks. I know you want to force the tight ends in the game. It's just not going to happen. You can force it all you want to. It's just not going to happen. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? The Chiefs about to win this game because the Chargers being the Chargers. He keep rolling out to the right again. It's just at what point are we going to realize? At what point are the Bucs fans are going to accept that the tight ends are not going to be used correctly? Because you hope Gronkowski has a big season. In reality, it's not going to happen. What you think he's going to have 60, 70 catches? Nope. He's not going to have a big season. As much as you want this guy to come in and spike the ball and have all these touchdowns, it just ain't happening. Frank G, tight ends will be a no-show until Arians decides to use them, and I just don't see it happening. Not WW Grunk, OJ Howard, or especially Cameron Brate. It just ain't happening. And fans can wish all they want to, but until you come to reality, and realize that the tight ends will not be utilized in this offense, then you'll be okay. Your expectations were so high for the tight ends, you didn't realize, you didn't do your research. I did. That's why I never got hyped. The Chargers look tired. So you got to pay attention, folks. Anyway, as I wrap this video up, 1-1 on to the Broncos at Mile High. Jason Garrett clap. Improved, folks. The name of the game of the first half of the season is improved. By week 8, we should be at all cylinders. But these first 8 weeks are going to be a little rough. You're going to see a lot of games that look like this until we get our rhythm. I say the first quarter of the season, the first 4 games is like preseason games. And then the next 4 will be like the first 4 games. You know what I'm saying? And that's when the schedule will get a little harder. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to see. But shouts out to everybody in the chat room showing me some love and joining me in this live stream post-game recap of the Bucs versus the Panthers. We moved to 1-1, 31-17, a divisional victory. So we 1-1 in the division. We're 1-1 into the division. On to the Broncos at Mile High. So shouts out to all my bandits, Pirates, and everybody across the Bucs community. Keep doing your thing. We got the victory. Be happy, smile. It's a work in progress, folks. Stay positive, but be real with yourself too. Come to reality. With that being said, I want y'all to fire those cannons. Seize the day. Raise the flag. No risk it. No biscuit. Super Bowl or bust. No excuses. Ain't no chill. Period. Deuces.